think when you open up a space, whether it's an inner psychological space or it's a systemic space, for instance, in a meeting, and you sort of say, we're opening up the space. People say, well, what the heck is that? We've never done that before. Um, again, but you have to set the intention of something different for something different to be possible. And it doesn't happen overnight. It often takes a lot of time. And yet, if it's a deeper value, you practice those values. You live in the way that you have values. And that's both personal and also professional. Where you spend your money displays your values as a person. How you impact the environment displays your values as a company. And so the same is true with creativity. It's one thing anybody can say, hey, we believe in creativity. That's nothing. That's useless. It's a nice thing to say, and people might nod their heads. If you don't do anything to practice creativity, it's not true. It might be partially true, a little bit true, but if you don't value it enough to do something about it, um, I like to say interest is cheap and commitment, though, costs. Commitment has a cost. You have to actually put some energy and effort or dollars or whatever towards this thing. And everybody's interested in cool stuff, but what does it actually mean to do cool stuff? To actually want to create the culture of creativity and innovation. We are seeing companies do that. I mean, that's where, some of the big ones like Google were some of the first ones to say, hey, we got a campus and there's this, we're really going to invest in this sort of like knowledge place where people can come and people are going to have a day a week or whatever the rules are now at Google, a day a week to work on anything you want, even outside of work, because we know that's going to come back to us in good ways. If you really believe that that's a good thing, you do it. If you really don't believe in it, you don't do it. That doesn't mean there might not be circumstances where, oh, we can't afford a day a week right now, but you can start small. Oh, yeah, 4 p.m. on Fridays, the last hour, do nothing, do exactly what you want to do. You can start small like that, and so I think it's really essential, and it needs to be modeled from the company because otherwise, if there's not an atmosphere of trust or modeling, employees will think that that sort of thing is a trap. They're just testing us. They're just checking to see if we'll screw around for an hour. I'm going to show them I'm going to work even harder that hour. And if you have this culture that is sort of like work yourself into the ground, all you get is ground. Yeah, it's just a race to the underground, to put it frankly. And so again, it's what intention are you setting? What culture do you want to have? How do you want your team to feel when they're together? What are you going to do to help them feel that way? And what are you going to do when they're not feeling that way? What are the practices that bring people back to the way you want them to feel?